Hello everyone, so Wave 1 of the Mario Kart course DLC is out, and staring at all those new and upcoming cups in the menu has my heart aflutter. There's so many and they're so shiny! But at the moment we have just 2 new Grand Prix in the form of the Golden Dash Cup and the Lucky Cat Cup. So I thought I'd play through all 8 of the new tracks a bunch and make a list ranking them from my least to most favoritist. Oh, and I'm a pretty casual Mario Kartineer, so obviously this is a purely subjective, non-comprehensive list, but hey, that's what YouTube's all about. And if you disagree with any of my placements, feel free to make your own list in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But for now, start your engines because we got some races to rank. Coming in at number 8 is Tokyo Blur, which is taken from Mario Kart Tour. When the camera pans around the Tokyo Blur track, at first glance it seems like it has the makings of something really special. It's dotted with great views of Mount Fuji, Tokyo Tower, and a bunch of other iconic Japanese landmarks. These are all things that really appeal to me. I mean, I have a flippin' Tokyo Tower nanoblock on my desk right now, and I feel like I should love Tokyo Blur. I want to love Tokyo Blur. I want to believe, but unfortunately, it has to take its place at the bottom of this list. You see, Tokyo Blur is like the pizza I ordered the other day. I was so excited for it, but when it arrived and I opened the box, the person who delivered it had eaten 2 slices of the pizza. I mean, who does that, just eating another person's pizza? Do I still tip them? But anyway, the point is that once you're on the track, it feels like you've received less than you signed up for and is quite bland and forgettable despite the cool landmarks dotting the track's perimeter. When you're driving around the track itself, you don't have many opportunities to appreciate these landmarks, and there are also large chunks where you have to stare at flat wall textures. Tokyo Blur just kind of makes me feel nothing. I appreciate that there's some slight variation between laps, and it's not that it's horrible in any way, it's just that there's nothing to really grab onto, leaving this as an okay but otherwise unremarkable experience. And moving on to number 7, we have ourselves Shroom Ridge, taken from the DS. Now this track is leagues above Tokyo Blur and is actually an enjoyable experience. It has some nice touches like headlights flicking on and off as you go in and out of tunnels, and despite the trucks and cars on the road filling me with so much stress that my butthole remains firmly puckered during the entire experience, it adds some nice chaotic energy that's especially fun when playing with friends or people online. Now you may be thinking, this sounds great. Why on earth is it number 7? Well, do you remember how I said that this was a purely subjective list? That's right. Shroom Ridge takes 7th place out of pure petty spite because I'm horrible at it. I can never get the air ride shortcut, and I spend the last 4 corners smashing into walls as I miss every single drift. And when you're playing single player, the cars on the road are no longer fun obstacles. It just feels like my alarm didn't go off and I'm in a rushed commute to get to work down a mountain. And whilst Tokyo Blur made me feel nothing, Shroom Ridge makes me feel a little too much. Okay, moving away from childish pettiness and into some
sophisticated analysis.
In 6th place, we have Toad Circuit, taken from the 3DS. I love Toad Circuit. It's short, stupidly simple, and the most vanilla ice cream flavored romp of any of these Wave 1 tracks, but pour some sprinkles on it because sometimes perfectly average is where it's at. At least, that's my life mantra. This course wasn't designed to be particularly difficult, but it features some smooth as heck drifts that make me feel like a Toad god. I just love drifting along these red and white road thingies. What do they even call it? Who even knows? I'm just gonna call them road sleeves. There's a bit of cheeky variation with a ramp and a few manageable opportunities to pull off some shortcut shenanigans, but it's nothing wild going on in Toad Circuit. It may be average, but think of Toad Circuit as a sorbet. If you slap this bad boy between 2 demanding and interesting tracks, it's a nice palate cleanser, ensuring that you have a clear mind to enjoy the more challenging tracks along the way. Oh dear, number 5. At number 5, we have Sky Garden, taken from the Game Boy Advance. Sky Garden is the exact opposite of Tokyo Blur. Playing Sky Garden makes me feel like I'm the pizza delivery driver, and I've just eaten 2 of the most incredible slices of pizza in my life, but now I have to give it to some weirdo, and I'm just left alone in my car, wishing for more pizza. I love everything about this track, from the Koopas bopping about, there you go mate, to the giant vines sprouting through the heavens as they reach for the sun. Probably so much damn photosynthesis going on right now, and oof, don't even get me started on those fluffy clouds that look like whipped gooey marshmallows. I also adore hopping on leaves, bopping mushrooms, and that hairpin final turn makes my elbows tingle. But the only downside to this track is that it's so flippin' short. The track needs a good 5 or 6 more corners in my opinion, but Despite this, I see the potential. Sky Garden has so much to give, and if it was just a teensy bit longer, it'd probably be in my top 3. Oh, but now it's time for number 4, which happens to be Paris Promenade from Mario Kart Tour. Now this one took a little while to grow on me, and in fact, the first time I played it, I thought it was a spicy garbage salad. This is because the course really does make you feel like you're winding through quaint streets in Paris, except you have no GPS, and being able to tell where the heck you're meant to be going can be really tough. There's usually a high level of contrast between the track and the surrounding environment in most Mario Kart 8 tracks, but I found the cobblestone-style streets can blend in with the surrounding buildings, and I spent my first few races on this track having no idea what was happening. But now this track has really grown on me, and I'm glad that it did, because it has some great moments. Being able to glide towards the Eiffel Tower before drifting and boosting underneath its structure is breathtaking. And I'm in love with the way that the track changes on the final lap, and you glide into the fray of other drivers coming at you head on because you're now heading towards the finish line in completely the opposite direction. Whilst it may not be the most intuitive track, if you're patient with Paris Promenade, you'll be rewarded with an excellent experience as you race through the streets of Paris, and the chill music isn't half bad too. Alright, this is where things get interesting because at number 3 we have Choco Mountain, taken from the N64. Gosh, nostalgia is a powerful drug, and as soon as the theme for this track hits my ears, I'm just transported straight back to my childhood. I grew up with 3 brothers and we played Mario Kart on the N64 to death. There were fights, tears, victories, and most of all, betrayals. And it could just be the nostalgia talking, but I love that version of Choco Mountain, and I love this one too. Also, fun fact, I only realized that Mario Kart on the N64 had drifting like maybe 2 years ago. Yes, I did spend my whole childhood mashing the A button and just crashing into walls. There's been some changes to the course with a spooky Batmine and a gliding section, but nothing too drastic. I do wish that the falling boulders felt a little bit more difficult though. It may just be my bad memory, but I feel like I got crushed by them a lot in the original, and I've played through this track a bunch and I'm yet to get squished by a single boulder. Not that that's something I need in my life. But yeah, whilst it may not be the most creative or remarkable track, I find that a good way to gauge the quality of a track is to see if you're a keen bean to just give it another go after you've already finished playing it. And I'm always delighted to jump back in and give Choco Mountain another go. It's just nice. Probably the nostalgia talking, but it's nice. Oh, here we go. Coming in at number 2, we have Ninja Hideaway, taken from Mario Kart Tour. From the rattling bamboo finish flag to the cherry blossoms that flank the lantern-lit rooftops. This track oozes detail, which is shocking when you consider that it originated on the mobile version of Mario Kart. The track features some of the most creative uses of verticality you're ever likely to see in a Mario Kart track. And it allows you to weave your way along rooftops like the kart ninja your 5-year-old self always wanted to be. Way back when you were just a kid, Naruto running around your neighborhood. The roofs are textured, bumpy, and riddled with tiny boost opportunities, and they make me feel grateful that I'm controlling a character and not in the cart, because even if you were sitting on like 12-ply toilet paper, there's no way that can feel good on your butt. I don't know if it comes across in my dodgy driving, but Ninja Hideaway is a track that can be surprisingly difficult, especially at 200cc, where it requires you to premeditate your drifts and use your boosts a lot more strategically than some other tracks. The standout moment of this track for me though is when you glide up and over these huge bamboo shoots that elevate you onto these giant wooden planks as you drift away into the night. Especially when you get a perfect drift and row of coins before the launch pad. It's just, oof. That's what I live for. There's a lot of opportunities to cascade off edges in this track, so it can be punishing for less confident players, but if you're looking for a good challenge with interesting design, good use of verticality and the flavor to match, then you're in luck because this course has it all. This video has been so much fun to make. There's been so many great tracks in this DLC, but for me, there's a clear winner. At number 1, we have Coconut Mall, taken from Mario Kart on the Wii. I was trying to think about what it is that makes me love this track so much. What makes it stand out from the rest? Is it the turns, the theming, the Delfinos waving as they shop for hats? And whilst all these things are great, it hit me. It's the gosh darn music, baby! When the music for Coconut Mall kicks in, it makes me feel like we're all in this world for one reason, and one reason only. And that reason is to dance! But hey, calm down. I wouldn't just put a track at number 1 because of its theme music alone. This track is also a delight to race on. There are boost opportunities scattered constantly at perfect intervals so that you keep constant momentum. This means that even if you've just taken a shell to the butt, unlike other courses where this can bring you to a complete halt and it takes a while to slowly gain up speed again, In Coconut Mall, there's always a ramp or a tree or a water feature that you can hop over and get on your way. I'm not super familiar with the original version of this track, but I think the cars on the straight before the finish line would move in that version, which would have been an interesting feature to keep in, but I still enjoy the respite that this stretch of track offers before the finish, giving you a breather from the chaos that is the mall, before you're ready to jump back in and do it all again. The constant urgency and momentum combined with the incredibly catchy music of Coconut Mall perfectly embodies the very specific, frantic but joyous adrenaline rush that only Mario Kart can provide. And that's why it's my #1 track from the Wave 1 DLC of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think I'm more excited than ever to see what other tracks are on the way in the upcoming waves. The world is full of chaos, but staring at all these new upcoming track placeholders is the order that we all need. And it's nice to know that whilst everything is slowly dying around us, humanity will still be playing Mario Kart 8 in 2053. Thanks for coming along on the journey that was this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and why not leave a comment telling me about your favorite Mario Kart track. Thanks again everyone, bye!